ball forward. Bean Farmer, Delusion, shot on goal, puts in the second. And they take a 2-goal lead. Not even a minute down. Delusion with control. And that's what Unley High School got to show. Fret so early into round one and contention today. A lot of schools will be watching, biting their fingernails right now. Bean Farmer looking at an upside down goal, can't connect. Josh Altex to hold this one up. Penguin rotates out as Conrad comes through with a shot. Delusion waiting for it. Collects the save as Josh Altex looks to put the pressure on wide of. Conrad takes his time with the clearance, coming through. Altex again. Pressure's certainly on Bean Farmer. 2 on the line. Conrad stays out of the way. Delusion. Again for the backboard. Farmer looks to go. Can't connect with a shot on, but it comes up the backboard. Delusion follows up. Puts the third in. And then building the pressure here and extending the lead quite convincingly. Unley High School. Demolishing the defense. Brighton Secondary School need to find something special here. Start to perform. Because the margin is blowing out. Bean Farmer going high. Doesn't have enough boost to stay up in the air and follow up with a second touch. Penguin moved out of the way. Bean Farmer, the second touch. Delusion straight onto it. Bean Farmer looking for that finish. Conrad, a touch enough to get it away. Penguin just pops it up. Josh Ortex sailing through the air, takes it on, puts in the 4.
Back just in time to witness a beautiful goal there, Bizer. Josh Ortex, great bounce underneath the first defender and then over the top of the second.
Welcome back, Rankies.
Thank you.
Sounds like you did a runner. You're literally running around the house.
Yeah, no, it's all good now. Family are back and everything's good.
That's good to hear. 3 minutes remaining in this game. Delusion running around the field and playing very quick so far. It seems like he's warming up with every game that goes on. Bean Farmer and Josh Ortex also working very well with his teammates. So his team getting stronger as they go on. Delusion puts in their 5th. And Brian Zecker and his school, they're having a big issue with this game.
Yeah, it's looking very tough for them. Just under 3 minutes remaining, already 5-0. Well, what did the scoreline finish at for the first game?
It was a 7-3 in favour of Unley High School.
Alrighty, so what, 7-3?
7-3.
That's not too bad there for Brighton. It was looking like it was going to be worse. They did manage to put 3 goals in, so they have already proved that they have the ability to score up against these guys. But as you said, the more that the side of Unley High School, in particular Delusion, get warmed up, this guy's capable of carrying a team, and with goals like that, Bizer.
Yeah, wow. His double touch is coming up the backboard. He can read it perfectly, even though he didn't get that first touch. It's just the reads for the backboard. Yikes.
Great pass.
Yeah.
Good spot for Josh Ortex to put it. And when you've got someone like Delusion on your team who you know is capable of just getting a perfect read on those, you know, he knows those angles like the back of his hand. Of course, it's going to be nice for Josh Ortex or Bean Farmer to be able to put those passes up. Josh Ortex almost finding it past Muffin, but did get a nice save out to the corner there. Delusion off the backboard. Bean Farmer's there, but Penguin picks the right time to challenge down the field. Delusion, bit of a back play here. Josh Ortex over the top. So good rotations overall coming out from Unley. Brighton are starting to move out of their half a little bit more, but they have to be careful of the clears over the top. Delusion almost getting that second touch around Penguin, but still strong defense so far for Brighton.
Delusion at the moment, up in the air, brings it back down. Wants the teammate to connect with it. Bean Farmer finally elects to go. Actually puts it back up for Delusion, and he slams it down! What a shot from Delusion!
What a pass as well from Bean Farmer. He got that to pinch out perfectly. And then look at the height that Delusion got. Utilizes the fast jump, gets up in the air, switches his car around as well. So instead of coming off of his tyres, it bounced off the roof of his car, which has a more powerful hitbox, sent it down into the goal with a huge amount of power comparatively. And of course, there was no way that Brighton were going to stop that. And then this is just another great kickoff setup from Delusion. Again, depossesses mid-air with that clear that was coming out. And then Bean Farmer there finds a nice angle as well.
It's just unbelievable stuff. Delusion starting to turn it on, and as we go, you just think, okay, he's probably saying, can you send one a little higher into the atmosphere? And I'm just going to get a little bit more fancy. I'll start turning the car a little bit more insane, and I'll show you what I've got in the tank.
Alrighty, here we go. Bean Farmer almost off that backboard. Delusion. We're finding these angles, Bizer. Be interesting to see any more goals that come out of this team. Good deep possession from Delusion. Picks up that flick before it can go over the top. Almost finds the top right as well with the shot, and Josh Ortex will come through and finish that one off.
I was about to say, don't tell me you're going to get an angle as well, that top left, the top right. No, it's too wide for it. Okay, all right. Thank God that angle came back for me, because it was going for it, and I was like, no, not going to happen. Josh Ortex, I actually like what I'm seeing from him. Like we said, Bean Farmer and Josh Ortex, we don't know what these guys are capable of bringing, but there's some good speed from them, and good second efforts. Although they're not as polished as Delusion, as we know Delusion's a world champion with his two teammates in Legacy of Siki and Sirix. You know, these two other teammates that he's playing with at the moment, they're not too bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, you know, you can't, it's impossible to say something like Bean Farmer and Josh Ortex just, you know, they aren't on Delusion's level, because of course, I mean, you're talking about people like Delusion, they're in the top, you know, 1% or 0.1% or something like that of people that play this game. They're at the very highest level that they possibly can be.
That's exactly right.
So the only people that are going to be able to compare with Delusion are maybe some of the people, the likes of teams that already got through. We've seen, I believe, Azora with Peel High School is definitely, maybe not, you know, granted not at Delusion's level, but still someone that can contest with him, if you know what I mean.
Yep. And that's the thing, it's like Azora is probably one of the better teams out there that have got a better consistency with having 3 high-ended players, where Delusion has probably maybe got 2 lower ranked players, and he's probably got the higher end mechanical skill on himself. So like we're talking a really big end player with lower end players. So it's all about whether his teammates can perform on stage and bring up the skill at the end of the day. So it's really interesting to see how these teams are formatting, and it's going to see how they play. So that's it for this game. Big performance, like we said. It's going to be interesting to see how they go, especially with the 2 teams that have already through going to the hybrid world Adelaide. Well, I want to see how the final pans out. It's only round 1, guys, so we've got another hour and a half to go today. We're most likely going to see Unley in today's final. It's going to be interesting to see who they meet. Brighton Secondary School were in the final last week. They got round 1 today. So
very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate to see they get placed up again, Ollie. But you know, that's the way this one goes.
Absolutely. You know, this, you know, we've got 2 new teams as well. So it's not just only, there's also Nazareth Catholic College who have signed up today. And obviously, if neither of these 2 new teams who are playing today get through today, there is still that last chance tomorrow. Right now, Unley High School, with that win, they are moving on to face up against the side of, I had it up here, Bizer, but I've lost it again. It is the Red Barons. If you can help me find, here we go. Okay, so that's St. Michael's College, and that is, oh, here we go, Bizer. They can't lose. They have Neymar. So that's Neymar 0209, Envy Swiper, Eminem Skits, and Golden Code Stroy, I believe. One of them is obviously the sub. We don't know who they're going to field, but those are the guys that Unley are going to face up against next.
Okay.
But I guess it's time for us to take a short break and figure out which game we're going to stream next, Bizer.
I believe we have our match, which is going to be heading into number 19, which is Teamy taking on Wollonga High School. So we'll be right back with that match. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you right soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the HSEL online qualifier number 3, 2018 for the hybrid world Adelaide. These guys going into round 2. Teamy taking on Wollonga High School as these guys jump into the respective slots. My name is Bizer. Joining me is Rankies. Mate, we saw the first match and Unley High School, very convincing win in 2. We're looking at these two. We've seen, I believe, Wollonga before.
Mm-hmm.
Bomba, Lockman Rules, and Osric Barnacles, but Teamy, we haven't. Kirby, Mankey, and Pandy. And they're going to start with the first goal, so well done.
Yep, bit of a nice kickoff goal for him here. It's from what we've seen from the side of Wollonga as well. These are the Wollonga High School Rockets, to be specific. Yep. This is probably going to help out Teamy as well, as many goals as they can get, because we, remember these guys from last week, and they haven't got 3 yet, but they've been doing pretty okay.
Oh, what a pinch!
Of course, I'm just checking. So Teamy is, they are representing St. Helena Secondary College as well, for those of you in chat that aren't aware. They do have 2 subs. By the look of it, they are using the core, so the 2 subs, it appears, are Fogsies and Sog. So they are here to back up these players, I'm imagining, should some of them not be able to play on, for any reason, throughout the day, by the way.
Yep. Regardless, one of these teams will go through the next round, and one will be eliminated today. And we'll get a second chance tomorrow, but it'll be the last chance, regardless, because there's only 4 qualifiers in this chance to qualify to go over to Hybrid World Adelaide as of next week. No, not next week. The 22nd.
Yep.
I'm getting my dates mixed up. There's a week gap in between. Regardless, let's get into this game action. There's a minute and a half is about to lapse between only 1 goal scored so far, and that is Teamy of St. Helena. And funny enough, St. Helena has 3 teams that are participating.
3 or 4, I believe.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, I think it's 4.
That's why we're
Tatachilla had 3.
Yeah, that's why we're Tatachilla.
Tatachilla.
I'm
no idea.
Saying Tatachilla now. That's why we're referencing them as Teamy at the moment. So we're going Teamy for them. Let's get into this. Mankey, as he gets this one downfield, and do correct me if I'm saying them wrong. People do know me for the grammar, but we'll leave that there. Lockman Rules flips out of the way. Pumba down for Kirby, flips it up. His teammate's already gone past the ball, so can't make the connection. Lockman Rules. Sense of wide, Mankey with a touch, sidewall back to the middle. It's Barnacles, a real shot for him, and Pandy has to come by, makes it safe, sends it wide.
And look, so far we've seen good setups from Teamy, but they haven't been able to connect with those pass plays they've been making. We have only, as you said, still 1 goal, and that was scored by Mankey from the kickoff as well. So Wollonga High School, of course, all playing on, I'm imagining, PlayStations.
All right.
So they do. There is that slight disadvantage, Bizer, in terms of input lag, but so far they seem to be keeping up quite well with Teamy, who are all playing on PC. Close shot there from Pumba.
Yeah, this is all a PC PlayStation tournament. No Xbox. Rip Xbox. The feels. Somehow Xbox did not go in OCE. It was just all PlayStation, Xbox. No. See you later. Xbox was a run in the US and UK, but not in OCE. So we'll let that go. 1:30 left in this game. Lockman Rules will send us down the wing off the side wall. Held up. Almost Kirby. Mankey now to pick this one up. Does clear off the back end. He's waiting for this to come down. He doesn't trust the side wall. Now he will work it. Barnacles holds it up.
Not many of the players have been trusting the side wall. Earlier on we saw Osric Barnacles in his own corner, because he's in the Dominus, such a flat car. The ball lifted off the side wall what looked like a few mere millimetres, and somehow Osric Barnacles was just going straight underneath it. Pumba looking to finish it off, but no, Mankey does get the save from the long bounce from Lachlan Rules. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen as much pressure as I expected from Wollonga High School. They've been giving Teamy a lot of space in their own defensive half. Here it comes now, Lachlan Rules out of the corner. Doesn't get the boost deal, but has ball possession. Gets a nice pass up off the back of Kirby. Osric Barnacles come through for the shot, but didn't connect. And Kirby now looks to clear. Change up on sides. Good challenge from Kirby, just keeping it in the Wollonga High School half for now. Pandy off the sidewall in that Octane, gets a great pop pass out. Mankey takes the shot as well, puts it a little bit too high. The secondary shot from Pandy is true, and 2 goals up to nil with 25 seconds remaining means Teamy is in quite a good position here in game 1.
Yeah, Mankey gets this one over the top of one defender and it hits that backboard. They're not predicting it hitting the crossbar, so they go out to make the save and it's just misread. And on that point, they're able to get the last defender out of place, make the goal count. So they go 2 up, last 20. Really hard to bring this back here if you're on the orange side of Wollonga. Therefore, Teamy will be able to secure this first game.
Pumba puts it down on the ground there, and Osric Barnacles. This is just, just waiting to wrap up this game, and they'll head into the second one and see if Wollonga have any better luck moving forward there. That kickoff goal really hurt them up against Teamy here, Baza.
Yeah. We'll have to reassess, get the options working for them early in this game, but it's very important that they get the kickoff going in their favour and try and open up that defense a little more. It was quite scrappy in the game, and a lot of the time they waited for that ball to come off the sidewall. Trust in the work as this game quickens up, and these guys, I think there's the skill level. They don't trust in that sidewall. I think have a crack. We did see a couple of them. I believe it was Lachlan Rules go up for a ceiling touch and almost get that work. There was a couple of opportunities when they went for the scoring. If they can take out the goalies, get a bump going forward, maybe work as a team a little more between each other, they can score. They can work on more of the scoring opportunities and get a more high scoring game. And that's both of the teams as well. So we'll see how they go game number 2.
Absolutely, best of luck to both of them. Of course, it is best of 3s, single elimination. So if you do take a loss, then it is it's unfortunate, but that's the reason that this has been set up with 4 ODCs, so that if you don't make it through on one day, you can come back and have another go. Obviously, the stress levels start to rise in this second week because it is only today and tomorrow remaining to punch your tickets through to Hybrid World. All the teams absolutely want to get there. There's some big names. We know that Mu Zelk is already apparently confirmed to be going there, Baza, and possibly a couple more interesting people that you could meet as well from the Adelaide Rocket League scene. So yeah, if you're in Adelaide, guys, and you don't know about this yet,
and you get to meet
Hybrid
us.
World. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool. High five, Bizer and Rankies.
But yeah, if you're in if you're in Adelaide and you haven't heard about Hybrid World, go check it out. You can Google it right now. Hybrid World Adelaide. Some mixture of those words in Google, you will find yourself on their page. So you can go check that out. And especially if you're into Rocket League, Bizer, because the finals for these ODCs are going to be there, and it's all very exciting stuff. If you haven't been to a Rocket League LAN yet, you haven't had that opportunity, then definitely do take this one if you do have it, because it is such a great atmosphere and environment to be in. If
you're in Adelaide, it's something worth going to, and especially with games and learning about how the gaming industry is working. It's evolving into something phenomenal. It's no longer just going in a room and sitting with a bunch of it's not that anymore, Rankies. It is not that anymore. It used to be a bunch of nerds.
Hasn't been for quite some time.
No, it's evolving to something completely different. We are literally tech heads now. We ain't nerds. We're something else. It is something else, man. We're a weird bunch, but it's great. It's fun. It's awesome. We're all like-minded people. Let's get into game number 2. Can the team of Teamy St. Helena's make a game number 2, or do we get a game number 3? With Wollonga bringing this one back, we'll find out, Rankies.
We will indeed. Lachlan Rules off the backboard, doesn't get that second touch, but Pumba is there, takes a strike straight into Mankey, I believe that was. I'm going to confirm this. Take a look at Pumba's perspective here. He gets a very powerful shot into Mankey, and Mankey tried to flick that one out. Looks like he got bumped into by, I believe it was Pandy. And look, he did get a touch on the ball, but unfortunately wasn't enough of his car behind it to get the clear, and accidentally puts it in the back of his own net.
Defense got in the way of each other, but it was probably ineffective clearing coming through, right? Delayed regardless. They weren't going to make the clearance in time, so it was good work by Pumba to get that goal and start early. That's what I was saying. Get the very early goal within the minute to make effective pressure in this game and get yourself right into it. Now you can see the speed picking up, and certainly going to work at Wollonga.
There you go, Lachlan in the octane there, challenged by Mankey. Strict Barnacles wasn't able to find that past Kirby, so we're starting to see a little bit of back and forth play right now. Lachlan free possession, taking it to the side, doesn't get the boost, allows Mankey to just ignore the ball. Prioritising boost over ball is never a good idea. Allows Lachlan to take not the most powerful shot we've seen, but regardless, it's still a shot on net, and the more of those that happen, eventually they will start to find the back of the net visor.
How's Lachlan endeavours to actually go up to the ceiling and try and get a flip reset on the ball? Like, hello? What are you doing?
Well, he's not being challenged, so, I mean, more power to him. If he's got the space to do that, then absolutely, I think you should go for it.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's only people in sort of a diamond space of Rocket League or a champion space of Rocket League. We're talking ranks here. Go for that type of shot if you're practicing your mechanics. So, you know, Lock and Rolls, he's got a bit of, dare will I say, balls, you know, in the space of this game. So it suggests that, you know, Wollonga, they could step up the game if they want to take this serious. He's going again. He's going again. And he's got a flip reset on this. He had a flip reset on that. Although he didn't come off the ceiling, he sort of used the touch. He could have used it again.
You bring up him being brave for trying it, and it is a good point because they did lose game 1 up against Teamy. So, you know, if they lose this game, they're done. They'll be knocked out. They do still have this 1-goal lead. So, worst case scenario, if he goes for it and they get counted on it, just ties it back up at 1 apiece. But that would make Teamy a lot more comfortable as well. Good pass off the backboard from Pumba, and there's Lachlan Rules, sends a screamer into the top shelf.
There it is. He's better off being in a position where he's going to capitalise on a nice little pass to the backboard, and there it is. He comes flying off the wing and grabs the boost, I believe. Yeah. So he went back to the boost spawn. There was nothing there. So obviously he came wide from the boost, picks it up, puts the second in. 2 minutes and 10 remaining on this clock. They have a 2-goal advantage.
There we go, Lachlan unable to connect on that clear, but Pumba is right behind it. Takes a shot for bottom left as well, and Kirby did make it there in time for the save. Aldrich Barnacles with the pass out of the corner, but cleared deep downfield by Kirby. Lachlan Rules trying to cross his own net. Pumba puts it higher, but that's not cleared, and Mankey will punish. Bar down, finds the first goal for this game for Teamy, and they're not done yet, Bizer.
Well, they needed to get a response in terms of the pressure that was being set by the opposition. Finally, Mankey gets in a position and really sets it on.
It was a good judge of angle as well, because he put all 4 tyres to that and only just slowed it down enough, still being bar down.
Lachlan Rules, sidewall, gets this downfield. Kirby able to hold it up for the moment. Good second effort here by Lachlan. Can he get the next touch on it? Just past it at the moment. Defense, well, everyone's up for this. Mankey caught in a really awkward position. Not able to make the touch. Pandy, though, good second effort down the field with the 50-50. Lachlan Rules bumps Kirby out of the way, so no one contesting the ball. Osric Barnacles, backboard high. No strike. Pumba out of place. I believe he got bumped, so he just held himself up. Better on the rotation. Kirby at the ball. He charged at it, but Pumba got the touch. Lachlan, the full flip, sets it up for the backboard. Needs a strike here. Osric. Deflection sends it wide. Defense now back in play. Teamy need this goal in the red time as well. So under a minute remaining, and they're down by 1.
There we go. It is looking pretty good for Wollonga. Osric Barnacles not able to find the shot there, but the more they can keep just putting it onto the backboard of Teamy, keeping them in their own defensive half. As I say that, though, they do find it out of their half. And Wollonga looking to clear as soon as they can, but pressure is now on for Teamy. They need to start taking some more aggressive control. Lachlan Rules taking it across. I feel like he wanted Pumba to go for a pinch with him there, but completely backs off. Now he's getting in Lachlan's way. Something not going right there for Pumba, perhaps a little bit of a distraction, but either way, Osric Barnacles has got the clear out. Can he finish it off? Lachlan Rules does get it with a backwards goal. I believe this one was post and then into the back of his car. He almost didn't connect on it.
Oh, he's sailing too. Oh, look at him.
There we go.
Oh, there's nothing like a little bit of freestyle from downtown.
Well, that does tie up the game series score with this one. I'm just waiting for it to touch the ground at the moment. There's no way that Team are going to be able to score the 2 goals. So as this touches the ground, Wollonga High School, they take a game in this series. Best of 3, we move on to that third and final game, Boz, to decide who is going to move out of round 2 and into round 3. The winner of this does go on to face up against one of the new teams that have signed up, which is Nazareth Catholic College. It looks like Port Hacking High School, which they were supposed to verse in round 1, didn't show up, so I'm pretty sure they got a free pass up against to Marriotteville RLA, who did 2-0 Team Nep, and then Nazareth 2-0'd them in round 2. So we are waiting for the winner of this to decide who's going to go on to face up against the other new face. Maybe we could jump into that as well.
I believe we have match 26 that we're going into. So,
well, good news. That is going to be that match.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so match 26 is what's next, which will be interesting. So we'll see what happens from there. I believe we have teacher Striker. I'm not sure. Obviously, his name's not teacher, but he says we have 4 teams in the comp, and he's saying 2-0 Teamy winning. He reckons. Teamy winning. Unfortunately, no. It's going to a third. So, Striker, take that back, friend, and tell me what Game 3 is going to be all about. That's what I want to know. Where do you see this Game 3 going? It was 2-0 in the first to Teamy, and now it's a 3-1 back to Wollonga. Wollonga getting a little bit more comfortable. That seemed more Wollonga-ish like to me. I'm laughing at my own pun. Really bad, bias. What do you see? I asked the question again. Where do you see this Game 3 going?
Yeah, look, I mean, after seeing both teams play with those games, at the end of the day, they both have the skill, team-wise, to be able to make it go either way. On the back of that, though, Teamy, granted, they did take out Game 1, but Wollonga, they picked up Game 2, and it was still a 2-goal difference, meaning that they now have the momentum in their favour. Teamy are still capable of winning this, but it is going to be a little bit harder for them because Wollonga, they're going to be a little bit higher up and more ready to to throw some punches.
Well, Game 3 about to get underway in this series. It'll be Teamy, the St. Helena's team, school, taking on Wollonga High School, the Rockets. Who will be the winner? Striker says probably overtime. We're getting a 2-1 by Trav JM in chat. Guys in chat, let us know who you think will win. We do not know as casters. We don't want to be biased. We don't want to pick. We just want to call a brilliant series so far, and I think it's been fantastic. Good luck to either team that will win. And I hope we get a GG's well played by end. Mate, he's going to be here with the first. Should get it. It's bouncing to both posts, and somehow it goes in. Pandy gets the result.
Oh, man, this feels bad if you're the defenders on the side of Wollonga, especially Osric Barnacles. It looked like he finally had the space to get the clearance, but Pandy came in and secured that one. Still off the right post as well. That ball touched the right post, then the left post, and eventually back on the right post before it went in the back of the net. But it doesn't matter because Lachlan Rules with a nice little aerial play here off the kickoff has tied it up immediately.
I feel like just getting a little bit of opera music and just silencing everything for a moment and just going do 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 do. Just Lachlan, you know what I mean? Just Lachlan things, Lachlan memes. Just down the field, flying with Lachlan. Opera music. 1-1 at the moment. I'm done with that. 4 minutes 20 remaining in this third game. It's getting interesting to see how this goes right now. I'm thinking Pandy. Should it be Pandai? with the I in the end? Maybe. Who knows? That one's going in. Lachlan somehow sneaks it past the goalie.
I love your tangents, Buzz. They're the best. I've still got I'm still picturing Lachlan just, as you said, the opera music flying through. He's going to be very happy because he's just picked up the second goal for his team as he rides off into the sunset with the opera music playing.
You can imagine it, can't you? It's really good.
He might get a third. Oh, so close.
Just Pavarotti and a violin with him as well. Something like that.
Alrighty. Teamy. Maybe they've got the sad violin music playing at the moment off the back of those 2 goals that Wollonga High School have scored. They still are in this, though. It's only a 1-goal deficit they're suffering from at the moment. Kirby looking to drop it down, but Lachlan does beat him to the clear there. So, come on, Teamy. You can do it. It's only 1 goal.
We never decided if it was Pandy or Pandai.
I think it's Pandy.
Yeah, okay, all right. We'll go with Pandy. We'll stick with it. He'll probably correct us a little bit later. 2-1 at the moment. Lead sitting with Wollonga. Lachlan Rules at the moment being the damaging player. Will they shut them down? Kirby at the moment got 2 at him. 50-50 has been lost. Pandy counted for now. It's sent back over his head. Kirby can't get the connection. Mankey has to bring this one back out. Just thinking about the Pokemon and doing some damage. Needs to evolve. Needs to become I literally just thought about the next evolution and you just said it for me. Oh my goodness, Lachlan Rules. What can he do next?
He's looking for a pass.
Cue the music. Here comes the pass. Incoming shot. Oh, Lost Particles can't finish. Pumba will. No, Pandy saves.
Pumba almost found it through, but as you said, Pandy did get the save there. Mankey trying to muscle it through the midfield. Lachlan, chip up and follow. Not going to find the angle. Goes for the backboard. It is a pass, but it hasn't come out far enough for Pumba. Lachlan Rules now trying to set up Osric.
What's
Comes
he doing?
underneath it.
Oh my goodness! Cue the music! Oh my goodness! What a play from Lachlan Rules!
Wow.
Damn! Well, Game for it needs a hero. Certainly, it's been provided. Lachlan Rules certainly standing up.
All right, if you're Teamy Bars right now, you have to put your foot on the pedal. I think it's been a little bit too long. They've been playing a little bit too safe. Stuck in defense. The only person we've seen make it past that halfway line into Wollonga's side of the half consistently so far has been Mankey. But we are starting to see, I mean, look, the ball deep in the side of Wollonga and they're just sending one person up. I know that they're feeling a little bit stressed because they're a goal down, but now is the time where you need to start taking those risks. Risk-reward gameplay, that's how it goes, Buzz, and we know this all too well.
Pandy into the corner. Needs to lift right now. This one's centered up. Kirby denies. Straight out. Big clearance from Lachlan Rules. Guess who? Straight into the block. Goes for the second effort. This is launched right in front of goal. Too much. They'll look to bring this back around. Does have his teammate Rick Barnacles and Pumba right into it. They're all eager to get into the play here, Wollonga. Now they look to set up. Pumba goes himself, double save. They do hold us up, but come down to the minute mark.
And Teamy do have to be careful of those double commits. Look, I know it worked that time between I think it was Mankey and Kirby. Mankey, one Pumba in net there, trying to beat him. I like the positioning a little bit more now from Teamy. The rotations coming out from Pandy and Kirby there. They're sort of leaving one net, one midfield, and one who's like trying to transition into offense. They are still coming up against this brick wall that is the Wollonga High School midfield. And they're struggling to find it through there. Mankey up in the top needs to get the aerial on target, but not able to do so. Kirby, we'll call that a fake for Panda to come through onto, and Lachlan Rules now sending that one back through. So just over 30 seconds remaining, 2-goal deficit. Teamy, they need to pick up a goal right now, Bizer.
Umba senses the corner, doesn't get the bounce off the ramp of the wall. Andy, countered by Osric Barnacles. He searches but holds for the moment with a shadow. Back out to the corner, last 22 goals. Such an impossible task if they just go bang, bang. Well, did I have any guns in this game? But certainly not going to happen. The last 10, this one counting down. Staring in defeat. This one's going to hurt, but certainly can say GG's at the end. Defeated by an opponent that just paid certainly well at the end of the day, and Lachlan Rules deserves the MVP.
Oh, absolutely. Picked up all 3 goals for his team here. Pumba picking up an assist as well. And you don't be misguided by the fact that Osric Barnacles only has 65 score. He was still doing a lot of work in midfield, getting those passes through to Pumba and Lachlan Rules. So, again, sometimes the score doesn't reflect the gameplay entirely. But, yeah, absolutely great games that we've seen here. Overall, this was still a close series. Only 2 goal deficits. First one being 2-0 for Teamy and the next 2 being 3-1 in favour of Wollonga High School. As I said, it was favouring them a little bit because they do have that momentum having the win in Game 2. They come straight into Game 3 a little bit more confident. Teamy, it was their goal just to try and overcome that. And unfortunately today they weren't able to do it. But it is okay because they can come back tomorrow, Biza, and have another crack.
Yeah, it's the last chance, though, for anyone that is playing tomorrow. So hopefully Teamy can come back and get themselves a spot at the Hybrid World Adelaide. And just for you, Lachlan, I saved the replay.
And
the server went down for maintenance. So bye-bye, server. We're going to take a break and come back with match 26. Wollonga will progress to take on the new team. That is Nazareth Catholic College. What do they have to show us? We'll find out in just a minute. We'll see you right after this break.
Running round like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now, never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. You were calling me liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the HSEL online qualifier number 3. My name is Bizer. Joining me is Rankies, and we have our third round of the day. It is Wollonga High School taking on Nazareth Catholic College. And Rankies, mate, I tell you what, I think we just had goal of the tournament, and yeah, I think it's clip of the tournament as well.
Probably. I'm just yeah, I'm pretty happy about that one, Buzz. I think it went pretty well. Definitely an entertaining moment for the stream. We have given the word over to the players, but it looks like it's only Pumba. Oh no, there's Lachlan, just waiting for Osric.
Incoming.
Come on, Barnacles.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so Lachlan's certainly provided us a highlight reel for today. Let's see how far Wollonga get, because they're in the top bracket, so we might, following the top bracket through, we might, 29 might be an absolutely crazy game for Wollonga if they get through. But depending on Nazareth, depending on these matches, we'll see how they go. So how are we saying these names? I'm going to let you butcher the first name, because I can say Dragon and Classified, but the first one, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, well, I should have asked him. I could have asked him. I believe it's Mercaj. But, oh, Lachlan, he's warmed up still.
Well, I don't think he's going to cool down, mate.
No, unlikely. But yeah, so yeah, I'm sure everyone in the stream chat has noticed already that Classified Dragon and Mercaj are all tagged up with Envy in front of their name. I did confirm with Mercaj, who appears to be the team captain, or at least the appointed team captain for this tournament anyway. They've only just started as a team as of yesterday, and they've decided to call themselves Envy moving forward. So after HSEL, they do plan on sticking together as the team Envy.
All right, cool.
So it's good to see a new team popping up in the scene.
I wonder if they realise like Envy is a massive team in Europe.
Envy us, but these guys are just Envy.
Okay, all right.
I think they can get away with it.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Still don't want to be just like under Envy, but all right, we'll deal with it. Wollonga's. Did I say Wollonga's? Wow, Pfizer. Wollonga, second goal, and that's going in. I believe that was Pumba.
Yes, that was.
Well
it's Pumba picking up the second goal.
I went there with Wollonga's. Wow. Don't worry. A minute and a half down. I need to refocus. Back into the game. Get a little serious here, boys.
We've just seen a great save from Lachlan, so he's proven his worth not only in offense but in defense as well. And I'll tell you what, Envy, or rather the side of Nazareth Catholic College, finding it a little bit difficult to get in this game with boomers like that from Lachlan.
Yeah, this one's actually not a serious shot in terms of pace, but it's just well placed. And it's gone into the corner, actually hit the upper 90 and rolled in, but the defense not actually positioned too well. Have a look, 2 off the backboard, and then 1's diving back in as well, Rankies. So they just need to get themselves into position here, Ambi.
A little bit back and forth in the midfield so far as well, so Classified. A little bit of a chip into a dribble, but broken down by Pumba. Classified going backwards now, trying to just keep it away from Osric Barnacles, but he should get a pass. Tries to go underneath the ball and then lift it up. Lachlan was there, ready for the connection, but unfortunately Osric Barnacles wasn't able to get underneath the ball in time, so now Pumba out of defense. Mercaj over the top, looking to stay with this one. Almost gets the tap over the top of Lachlan rules, but not quite. Lachlan does bump Dragon out of defense. It's just Classified now. He has plenty of time to shoot for top right. It's a little bit wide. Pumba gets the clearance off the backboard too. Classified, back pass. It's been pinched out between them. And there we go. So all well and good so far for Wollonga. Never mind. What happened to Pumba?
I'm not sure. We'll check this back out. So Osric Barnacles puts it back into the corridor, and Pumba, it was just held on the line. Okay. So they teach in standard mechanics for defense, when you're And I can get this from Puma's perspective. If he was facing the direction where the ball was, then Osric Barnacles puts it back into the corridor. And for the fact is, Pumba was then put into an awkward position where he had to turn his car, but he didn't. And so then he goes, okay, I'm just going to flip for the ball to save. And he didn't flip properly for it, or he didn't boost up.
He flipped way too early as well.
Yeah, so it's just awkward for him to save. And then for that, he didn't save the ball. So goal given away.
Well, the upside to that, though, is Nazareth Catholic College have found their first goal in this game. There's about a minute 40 seconds remaining as well. 2 more to be able to bring it to overtime at least. We'll see what happens. Pumba now. The midfield drops back into defense. Lachlan will take a strike for top left. Well saved by Dragon. Plenty of time to be able to get a read on that one. Lachlan was never in a position to be able to catch up to that ball. I think he was trying to save his boost. Merkaj trying to flick over the top, but didn't get it high enough on the hitbox of the Octane there. So it was more of a forward flick, trying to finish the pass from Classified as well, but not quite. We did see it's Pumba and Osric Barnacles in a position to save. Good touch from Pumba. There's the shot from Merkaj. What a save from Pumba. Lachlan rules with the tip over for Osric Barnacles to run onto, and that's all 3 players beaten. They do have Merkaj back in defense. Good rotations coming out from Nazareth right now.
Classified picks it up. A bit of a dribble as well to be worked. Does get counted. And defense working overtime at the moment here for Wollonga. They want to hold on to this first game and not let it go. Upcoming for Merkaj, and he does get the second. They're back in it.
There we go. 41 seconds remaining. And as you said, Merkaj did well to get up and get a nice bounce there. Kept it away from the defender. 1 goal deficit remaining up against Wollonga High School. 3-2. Can Nazareth do it? This is game 1, of course. So, and I'm just checking the bracket, Bizer. Unley High School have beaten Southern River College Junior, or JR.
Yeah, that'll be Junior.
Yeah. Smiley face, JR, I should say, Junior. So that was a 2-0 victory for them. So the winner of this is going to face up against Unley High School, which of course...
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, as do I. As Bean Farmer, Delusion, and I can't recall the name of the third player that was playing with them. But oh, so close yet so far here. That was the dying attempt here, the dying last second attempt for, I think this is Merkaj, yeah, it was, to try and get that save. You can see what he was going for. He was trying to smash it into that curb. It would have resulted in a huge bounce back down the other end of the field. And if Dragon or Classified would have been able to keep up with that, there may have been a slight chance to put in a 0-second, 0 hero goal. But unfortunately, that clear did not come out. In Wollonga High School, they do end up securing that game 4-2. And look, it's, pretty interesting stuff here, Baza.
It is. Nazareth, it's an interesting start for them. Their defense was a little bit of an issue in the first opening 2 minutes. And it's what let them down. Why Wollonga got the first couple goals was quite simple, basic errors coming out, and what let them get their win. To be honest, and that's all they need to do. Nazareth, just strengthen up the defense. Don't let their easy goals go free. They did step up their pressure and the pace, and Merkaj is that goal he brought in through the corridor was quite convincing, and Dragon was actually a pretty good goal. So the 2 goals I saw from Nazareth, it actually quite convincing. So they do have the talent to be able to progress through to the next round. They just need to convert the scoring opportunities. You can see they're on the board. They've got 7, so they're well and truly have the opportunities going forward. They just need to convert.
Absolutely, and we'll see what they can do. They've jumped in a little bit early. They probably don't know that PlayStation players do take a little bit longer to load in sometimes. There is that slight delay, but the kickoff timer doesn't start too quickly, so Wollonga High School are in and ready to go. Jump into these spectator slots and get game 2 underway. Looking pretty good for Wollonga High School right now, Biza. Nazareth with their backs up against it. We'll see what they can do. 2 games back-to-back is what they require.
All right, so into both we go, and almost a double touch to be done by Classified. If we can finish those off, It'd be great for Envy, especially to start with the first. That's what you need to do. You need to counter with the first. This is where Lunga were versing Timmy in the last round, and they went down in the first game, Rankies, and then in the second they started with the first goal. That's what got them back into the game and ultimately got them the third. This is exactly what Envy need to do here.
Absolutely. I've just looked over to the chat and saw that Farming Beans on the daily, which is of course Bean Farmer, reminded me that it's Josh Ortex that he and Illusion are playing with. So
Ortex, man, come on. I should have said something. I feel bad too.
Alrighty. Well, sometimes this happens. We forget. Yeah.
We're in the moment of casting. Can't remember everything, man.
I'm just trying to remember. I don't believe I've seen Josh Ortex before in games, and I tell you what, the games that we did witness of him, he was playing quite well. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to see new players to us.
Yeah,
we are going to see the first goal in this game though for Classified.
Yeah, this is pressure to downfield. Lachlan Rules tries to clear, but then gets counter straight away. Pumba not able to get the car in the right position and ends up being on the wrong side of this, so it comes back in the corridor. And immediately there's the goal scored because no one can clear it from this point. Classified puts his name to the scoreboard and starts with the first. And saying that, and just counting what you said, Rankies, it's actually really great to see up-and-coming players into the game. And it's funny, for a long time with Rocket League, you and I have been in the scene for numerous amount of years, especially myself. I've been in for 3 years, maybe yourself 2 years, and we're like...
Yeah, about 2.5, I think.
We're seeing a little bit of a lull in player numbers, but you know, just with the schools getting into Rocket League, all of a sudden it's an explosion, or should I say expansion of numbers, either or with the terminologies. It's exciting to see that these players are coming into it, and they're actually not that bad at the game. They're actually just as good or better.
Absolutely. You know, we're still waiting to see. There's a lot of players that aren't really known in the scene that are very capable players that, you know, that they just haven't had any exposure yet. I mean, we did, as XXX Site in Twitch chat said, Josh Ortex is awesome. So, look, guys, if well, he's even in chat saying hello to us, Buzzer.
Oh, Josh Ortex. Put a
well, we can ask him. We can ask him directly.
07, mate. Let's. I love the wave. I do the 07s, mate. Let's do an 07 to you. 07.
Oh, there we go. Classified with his second goal. This is a complete turnaround from what we saw in game 1, Buzzer.
So this is what I mean. Bring it back. Get yourself back into the game. This is exactly what's happening with Wollonga against Teamy in the second game, but it's just the other way around. We get the game free and get a blockbuster. Who is the marquee player that brings it back? Well, we're not there yet. The script hasn't written itself fully yet. 2 minutes remaining. Lachlan rolls. Oh, he's getting fancy. Double touch. Oh, no. Oh, well, it didn't happen.
It was a close attempt, though. They need to keep this up. They do have the they have the 1 game buffer. If they lose this, they do go to game 3. But of course, that's exactly what Nazareth Catholic College would like.
Oh,
they are going to pick up the goal. Lachlan.
Was that pinched?
I think so.
That's how he's worked this. So he just places 50-50 perfectly. So it's pinched.
Yeah.
Plays the inside line, which is the most dangerous out of all of them. If you want to play the inside line 50-50, and if you win it, you'll get a ball pinched either dangerously to a backboard or, in the best case scenario, towards the goal. And in this case, it goes in the back of the net, gets some team on the board.
Already Classified. Good control here. Dribbles around Pumba, won't find it past Aldrich Barnacles. Gets the demo as well onto Dragon, so temporarily out of defense. Lachlan Rules. Nice little half flip there to get himself in a better position to clear this one. Kicks it out of that corner. Classified will take a shot on Aldrich Barnacles with a nice bounce save out of the half, but instantly returned by Mercaj. Doesn't get the angle for the shot. We will get the boost. Graham Classified dodging out of the way of that one. Dragon will come through. And a little bit of back and forth now in this midfield play, Buzzer.
Lachlan. Touch here. Defense comes out. I'm not able to collect for a second. Mercaj hits the ceiling. And he heads down for the boost. Got a teammate Classified. He's been in the play as well. And he has someone come at him. 2 missed out the ball. This is open goals at the moment. Pumba gets back though. A little bit worrying for both of the teams, just not able to get themselves into position really to set up here. Lachlan off
There
the
we go.
ceiling, uses the reset too. You see him all day looking to try and set that up. Not really yet to get them working. This one's off the backboard, classified, misreads the play. Unable to make it work for himself. Dragon off to the left of the backboard. Last 10 seconds. Nazareth can take this game and bring themselves to a 1-1 in the series, unless this one's held up by Wollonga. And they take the game and into an overtime series. Hold the fort. This is going.
That's going to touch.
And that will hit the floor. So Nazareth, they'll pick up their first game. We'll go to a third.
Alrighty, this is where things get really tense. Wollonga High School, they look pretty comfortable in game one. And they just disappeared here in game two, guys. We weren't really seeing much of them on the field. I mean, there was a little bit of midfield presence and some challenges, but we weren't seeing anywhere near as much in terms of pass plays that were being set up. Obviously, all eyes are pretty much on Lachlan Rules at this stage because he has been the one picking up the goals for Wollonga, but that's largely been down to Pumba and Osric Barnacles getting those clearances out of the half and setting up passes for him to be able to get in the back of to begin with. So a real breakdown in terms of rotations as well. So Nazareth Catholic College really punishing Wollonga High School for taking advantage of that as well. So look, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I feel it could still go either way. Nazareth are that new team that, this is their first day playing in the high school esports league. And, well, I mean, the winners of this, as we know, Buzzer will move on to face up against the other new team, or you can't really call them new because they are being headed up by Delusion, the side of Unley High School, and they are probably going to be the team that does win the semi-final. So, as you said earlier on, whoever wins this match is going to have a hell of a match ahead of them.
Like we said, Rankies, each team has pretty much their marquee player, and then they've got two players that are working around that marquee player. So what we're thinking is Lachlan Rules, he seems to be the marquee player for Wollonga, and what I think is Makash, he seems to be, well, from Nazareth, from what we've seen so far, I think he's probably the marquee player that's stepping up for Nazareth, unless Classified or Dragon step up, but maybe Classified been the other player for me that has been pretty good so far, so he gets a pass back to his teammate. Something needs to happen here from Nazareth in this third game if they're going to clutch this and move on. But yeah, like you said, big game, next one against Delusion. Like we mentioned early on, he's in the 0.01% of the Rocket League professional percentage in the world of playing this game. He's a dangerous player to be going up against.
Absolutely, and we've seen a couple of players that are signed up to play with teams for this. So we didn't get to see Smith's play, but he is part of a team that was registered in this competition.
It's likewise with him; he's in that percentage as well. So there is a couple of players in Oceania that are really good mechanically. It's just the teammates they have to play with, whether they can step up and play like that. In Rocket League, it's not an eye game. It's not just you. You can make a difference, but you got two teammates that have to perform on the field as well. You can't just do it all yourself. In the meantime, we have 1.5 minutes lapse in this game. We should get back to it. Game number 3 is so important. Neither team yet to score. As we get the 50-50s battling happening in the midfields, Osric Barnacles brings it back into the corridor. Dragon will send this back out for Envy. Can they look to score the first goal here?
Pumba with a big clearance out. Classified, doesn't get that secondary touch. Lachlan went for the boost rather than the ball made Osric Rules. There's Lachlan Rules, Osric Barnacles come out of the net. And he was only just able to make that 50-50. So again, this is where it comes down to Wollonga High School. Have to be careful about their rotations, and seeing a little bit of a change up in play style from Lachlan Rules as well. It's not sure what's happening there, Buzzer.
Ball sent wide, engage. Lachlan played back. This is redirected back onto the own goal though. Just wide. Osric Barnacles breathes for a moment. Wins the 50-50, sends it on its way. It will drop short. Classified. makes the save, gets it registered on the board as well. McCash waiting for the ball to drop. Probably a real safe manoeuvre as well. Brings it down with a pinch out. Good clearance in the end. McCash can't bring this one back out. Classified will do the clearance work. Lachlan Rules holds it up, allows the rotation to get back. 2 at the ball here. Envy not talking in terms of who's going up for what, so they're out of rotation for the moment. It's not cleared by Wollonga, so they're under a little bit of pressure here. This one moved by Classified, opens up the goal, and it's the first one. Dragon, he'll take it and he'll open it up and get the first for Nazareth.
It's a complete breakdown in terms of defense here for the side of Wollonga High School. Really not sure what happened. You did see Lachlan Rules try and get the flip over and reach for that one, but he was just too far away. And as you said, first goal going to Nazareth Catholic College. Just under 2 minutes remain, so still time for Wollonga High School. But yeah, things have really changed up from what we saw from these guys earlier on. Osric Barnacles, can he find the angle? Almost own goal by Mercash, smashes it into his own crossbar. Looking for the clearance now off the back of Dragon. Could send up a pass, gets the boost deal, but again, prioritize the ball over the boost, guys, because you just broke down your attacking play. And it allows Wollonga High School those extra opportunities to find it out of their half. Luckily, Nazareth have been able to maintain aggressive possession. We'll see what happens. Mercash, that's the easiest goal he'll find in this game.
Yeah, considering that we pretty much had 3 minutes of intense gameplay and a lot of hard 50-50s where you haven't been able to find any attacking play through the defense, that was just too easy to split through any defensive end. Oh well, it happens. 1:20 remaining. Can we see the team of Wollonga find 2 quick goals to tie this up and send it to overtime? At the moment, the pressure, it's all Nazareth sending on to find the third. McCash, he gets another.
Yeah, look, right now, Nazareth just taking complete advantage of the defensive errors that Wollonga High School are making. It's really hard to see what they can do to improve upon this. I mean, look, we've had Lachlan Rules jump out of the game. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe he feels a car change is necessary. He didn't really say much. He just left.
Well, his PlayStation, you can't say much at all. McCash will put in the 4th and they'll extend the lead while they have one man shot, but this is not like Wollonga. We haven't seen them to drop players at this point. When you get the best player leave, it is not a good result. Wollonga, we have seen scenarios where 2v3 can actually score goals back. I'm going to be an optimist here. You know, we can be like this, but with a minute remaining, Nazareth, they've got 4-goal lead and got this game covered. I think this is theirs.
Yeah, look, with only 45 seconds remaining or so, Nazareth are looking pretty comfortable on that 4, as you said. It really all comes down to Wollonga High School just making a few too many defensive errors, allowing in some goals that probably should have been saved. It's a stark contrast from what we saw earlier on from these guys, especially in their previous series before they played up against Nazareth. Nazareth have made it difficult. I still feel that Wollonga High School were capable of taking out the victory here, but Nazareth have definitely played better on the day, Bozza.
Yep, this third game as well has shown suddenly how much pressure they can sit on the defensive side, and certainly have cracked them coming into it, opening it up, and certainly might. I don't think Lachlan Rules was coming back. That card change would have happened by now and he would have been back in here. So maybe his mum or dad's seen what's happened on Twitch and they're going, nah, I'm not accepting a 3-0 defeat. This PlayStation's been turned off and you're going doing some chores.
Oh no. That's terrifying. Not chores, Pfizer.
Yeah, chores. Chores, you're making your bed, you're cleaning the bathroom toilet, and yeah, you're scrubbing the floors. That's what's happening.
No. You're giving me flashbacks, Pfizer. I don't want to, Mum, no.
Oh my goodness. All right, it's going to be a 6-0 to end it. Nazareth, they're progressing through to the next round.
And look at that as well. We'll wait for the scoreboard to pop up. So the stream will set as well. But we did see, there we go, Mercash and Dragon with the hat tricks, and Classified picking up the Playmaker badge with 3 assists as well. So good stuff from Nazareth Catholic College. So this is the interesting thing, Buzzer. That means that both of the new teams, so people in chat that might not be aware, there's plenty of people that are rooting for Nazareth, it seems. These guys, this is their first day. So Nazareth and Unley High School did not compete last Saturday or Sunday. This is their first days competing, and they are going to face up against each other now in the first semi-final. I believe we definitely have time to be able to cover both semi-finals as well. So after Unley High School and Nazareth Catholic College have faced up against each other, we'll be dropping down to Bayside Raiders versus PS Bros. And that'll decide what our grand final is going to be like, Bizer. But this is a cheeky one.
Yeah.
Delusion is definitely the strongest player out of everyone that's going to be on the field in the next game. However, Nazareth did show that that they can play some Rocket League, Bizer. So I feel like I'm still going to call the next game in favour of Unley High School, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny anyone who plays against Delusion. So good luck to any team that wants to take them on, and don't
go and have a go if you think hard enough, sort of deal.
Don't get too complacent. Like focus on your defense, because
stay on top of your game.
Yeah, the guy will unleash on you. Don't take us to I don't even know. I can't even think of the words. I'm not a wordsmith at the moment, because Delusion will literally unravel you. And that's about as far as I'm going to take that. We're going to take a quick break here on HSEL. It's online qualifiers number 3, and we've got the semi-finals coming up next. We'll be right back.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it rushing through my veins. Your love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand out devil. We can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel the fire inside. So there won't be nothing tonight.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the HSEL on the line qualifier number 3, 2018 for the hybrid world. Adelaide, my name is Blyser. Joining me is Rankies, and we have Unley High School taking on Nazareth Catholic College. These guys about to get into the first semi-final of the day. Rankies.
It's going to be an interesting game, Blyser. Nazareth versus Unley, as we've said. Again, we'll bring it up again. Both of these teams, this is their first day competing in the High School Esports League online qualifiers for their chance to get through and win the grand final to punch a ticket for Hybrid World Adelaide. And, we've just seen a nice win for Nazareth Catholic College. Of course, they're tagged up as Envy.
Yep.
And right now... Bean Farmer, Josh Ortex, and Delusion for the side of Unley High School. Look, this team is definitely going to be the one for these guys on the side of Nazareth to beat, because Delusion, he's a pro, Blyser.
Oh yeah.
He's played this game many hours. In fact, I might even be able to check live on stream how many hours does Delusion have in game. And
2.5.
You want to have a guess, Blyser?
2.5K.
You're pretty much on the mark. He's got 2,769 hours on record in Rocket League. So
I've still got more hours than him. Yes. I'm around 3,500.
He's already cracked a shot on, but we just saw a great save. So, Bean Farmer.
Yes, Bean Farmer starts with the first. Delusion sets this from the far side. What a pass. What a pass.
That was a great pass.
Yeah, Josh Ortek's trying to steal it away, but mate, you're never going to get it from that angle. They would have gone.
Bean Farmer had that.
Yeah, Bean Farmer, great shot in the end. Good pass for the assist from Delusion. So well done to get it. Dragon, it's going to be hard to come down. Classified tries his best, but a little high in the end, and it's an opportunity gone begging from Nazareth.
There we go. Josh Ortek's got that one down the field to Delusion, and of course, he's going to be able to finish this one off. This is almost a miss. This looked like it was going to be post and out, but it caught just enough that inside edge of the post for old Classified. He tried saving Bizer, but just wasn't there in the end. It was a hell of a shot from Delusion, though. Very powerful off that side ball.
Yeah, so this game is actually super competitive. It's the 50-50s, and defense is actually here for Nazareth. It's not like how we saw Unley very early on in the first match where it was goal after goal and the first opponent was getting absolutely hammered. So Nazareth at the moment playing really well against their opponent. Just need to find a way to go forward and get it past the defense that are currently blocking them up from getting any goals.
It's a good pass between Josh Ortex and Delusion. Delusion got that sent for Bean Farmer. Bean Farmer just couldn't quite find an angled shot through the defense of Nazareth. So far, after these first two goals, Nazareth finding defense a little bit easier. But I'd imagine once we start to see these pass plays start flying in from Unley like that, Josh Ortex finds the back of Bean Farmer.
This is a nice pick up from Josh Ortex, but that cross was always going to be hard to read. Got off the backboard, and then
it was almost a shot itself.
Yeah, it's just come off the backboard really close to the goal, and then to have a player so close to shoot on goal, it's a little uncanny. More defense in the place to really be saving and clearing from that point. And just it's more a Nazareth responsibility to make sure that one's cleared.
Yeah, at that stage, you need to be treating your backboard like it is your goal and stopping Unley from being able to set up those backboard pass plays because they are brutal. Delusion, top shelf. Here come the goals, Bizer, 4-0.
Yeah, incoming floodgates.
What a shot though, 101 kilometers per hour, not the most powerful shot, but boy, that was almost touching the crossbar there. That is top shelf if I've ever seen it.
Or past the halfway mark, back to the middle. That's Bean Farmer, picks up the ball. Gage. I don't know how we say his name. Still wonder about it at the moment. Delusion holds out on his ball, sent far side, Classified Dragon. I both just hold at the moment. The positioning right now for Envy just concerns me. They're not in the right position. The rotation seems to be a little bit messy. There's two sitting in the goal where they could be positioned a little bit better here as a counter. No one really challenging on the 50-50, so you get a free range to play at the ball this time. Delusion gets held up by Classified, and he will go for a second and a third effort on the 50-50. This is a little better. Delusion, though, clears off the backboard. Dragon picks up the ball. Brought back in the middle. No one's a strike. Josh Ortex sends it far side. Classified off the side wall. There is a 50-50 that holds it up. Josh Ortex fought for his team. And he just sends it to the side, and the play's held up.
There we go. A lot of pass play attempts being made right now from the side of Unley High School. They've really been breaking down the rotations of Nazareth. A lot of bumps have been happening, particularly on the wings, as Nazareth are trying to rotate either to or from defense into offense. There has been a bit of body checking that I've noticed from the side of Unley High School as well. This one off the backboard from Josh Ortex. Delusion is there, shoots for right post. Bit of a whiff there. Josh Ortex now will look to rectify things with another pass. Hasn't caught the best angle, and Mercage now with the dribble out. 50-50 with Bean Farmer goes outside field. Delusion, that's a great first touch. Fakes out Classified, and then goes around Dragon. Wow. Look at the fake Bizer.
Yeah, this is mean.
Whoop.
Mean by Delusion.
Whoop.
There's a sense of happy humor there.
I do feel bad for anyone that has to face up against a dribble play from Delusion, because he can do that to a lot of people.
I could see him smiling, like looking into the Gfinity camera, because it's where he's come from lately. I could see him smiling and going at the camera and going, and just giggling to himself. That's what he'll be doing right there. Yeah, all week long he'll be doing that to you. 5-0 at the moment, and to look to put the 6. And there it is, double block. Why not, Envy? Just do it to him. This will be the first game, but Nazareth Catholic College, they're going to have to pick up their game.
Flip reset from Delusion?
No. Unley High School is certainly going to bring in game number 2, so Nazareth, they're going to have to do something special.
Absolutely. Something special is definitely what you require when you're facing up against the side of Unley High School at the moment. Look at that, though. It's not Delusion doing all the work. Bean Farmer picked up 2 goals himself. Josh Ortex with a nice 2 assists.
And this is what I mean. You get up to the semi-finals, and
you can't just rely on one person to carry. You need a good team behind you.
That's what we're talking about. It's we've been watching the first and the second qualifier, and we had some marquee players playing in these qualifiers. However, they had 2 teammates that weren't necessarily the best teammates.
Not on their level.
And they came up against a team that had 3 super consistent players in their team, and they lost because they were consistent players.
Yeah, so I believe you're referencing what we saw. Well, technically, we've seen both situations unfold in the first and second qualifiers. So the first qualifier was the grand final between.
That was Kayama's team. So that was Jando's team.
Yeah, so that was qualifier 2. Qualifier 1.
Merryweather's. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Merryweather got to the grand final and lost to Peel High School in the first qualifier.
Yeah.
And they were looking good to be able to get to the grand final again in the second qualifier, but as you said, they got to the semi-final versus Kayama, Jando Foz, and I'm terrible with names, Biza. Help me out.
There. I'm lost too, man.
I'll find it. You get on with the game. I'll make sure. Here we go. It's already here. Singe,
yeah. And there's 3 real consistent players, probably all in the champ level. Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, we're looking at potentially a team here of Nazareth. One player is probably high up, and the other 2 are probably sitting lower, and that's it. You can't have 1 high-end player and 2 low-end players. Like, it's the same here. Delusion is a pro player, and okay, Josh Ortex, Bean Farmer. What are their potentials? Are they really good? You know, can they consistently play with Delusion? That's the question. If they can, then Unley High School are going to have a great chance. Obviously, Delusion's going to do a lot of work here and get them to the position of going to Adelaide. That's how I see this. Unless we're going to get surprised in the final. That's what we haven't seen. That's why we're going to see the next match. Anyways, game 2. Let's see what happens. No one to score a goal. Nazareth, can they pull a rabbit out of a hat? That's the question.
Well, just to quickly wrap up what you were saying as well, Biza, there's 2 teams in particular that people have been keeping, or us in particular, have been keeping our eyes on due to exactly what you were saying, with one player that's more mechanically talented and more practiced at the game than the 2 teammates. So the first one that comes to mind is definitely Husey on the side of Merryweather. And the other was actually knocked out by Unley for Unley to get into this game, which is Southern River College, and that's the team that Smiths is on. I don't know if he ended up playing today. I think he did. I don't know if there's a way for us to be able to confirm that Smiths was playing in the series up against Delusion previous to this one. But again, you know, Smiths, he wasn't playing the previous 2 weeks. We saw the other players that were signed up to play from Southern River College.
Josh Ortex with the first goal. They start here, Unley. And it's not going to be what Nazareth would like to see. That one, defence couldn't cut across the field to save it. That's the first. Can Nazareth start with a quick reply off this kickoff?
We'll see what happens. Delusion, can he pick up a second? No, McCash has stayed back on that goal line just in case, which is absolutely what you need to do up against a team like the side of Unley High School. You can't leave that net open on the kickoff because, I mean, particularly when Delusion's going for kickoff, he's going to nail that fast kickoff every single day of the week there, Basil.
I've been told in chat Smith's no-namer, which tells me that he didn't start today. Is that correct? Or is that someone just saying, throwing some shade on Smiths? I don't know.
It could be BM. Oh, Delusion!
Hello?
He picked up the clear.
I'm not reading to chat anymore. I'm not watching the game.
Watch the attempted clear. Mercash goes up off the backboard, tries to clear him.
Oh.
Delusion, even off the tyres, picks up a goal at 93 kilometers per hour.
Ouch.
Okay,
Absolutely
Omega
ouch.
just said that Smiths is playing for Southern River College tomorrow. Did he play today?
So last chance qualifier for Southern River and last chance for Merriweather tomorrow. So there is a few teams tomorrow that have a chance. And you know, here's the point here. Even you could even
Bang.
have that's very nice. Very well done by Classified. So they finally get themselves a goal. Let's put it out there and celebrate and rejoice here for Nazareth, because that's the first goal of the series for them. They've got on the board. Can I put it out there? Can Apple put a team together tomorrow and come and play? No, I think you have to be registered off this week to be able to play. I don't mean you can actually put one together tomorrow. So
We'll get confirmation from admins.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
guess.
funny if Apple puts a team together? He's a god right now. Anyways, we're not gonna get back in the game. We're BMing too much right now. Let's talk about this game. This is Classified downfield. That's gonna drop down. Oh, just not on target. Got to put them in.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. So far, Nazareth seem to be making it relatively difficult, all things considered, here for the side of Unley High School. They're not having as easy as a time as they have had in previous series, so definitely something to be said there for Nazareth Catholic College. Illusion. This is dangerous. Needs that secondary clear. He's not going to get it from his teammates, and Classified will throw that one down. This is very awkward for Delusion. He had to try and do something. I think he tried clearing back into the right corner, but just didn't have the angle. So ends up placing it off the backboard and no secondary clear to come out.
That's the first mistake I've seen Delusion on stream for a little while for Precious. So interesting to see Nazareth causing that.
No cash. Not able to set that one up with the backboard. Delusion breaking it down immediately. And that's what I was saying earlier on. Defend your backboard like it is your goal. And it puts that pass over the top. Ended up being a shot as well. But Dragon able to get in the save. Josh Ortex was looking to come through and add some power, but just wasn't going to be there in time. Mercash being bumped out of the way. Gets the pass over to Dragon, and will take a cheeky shot on, but Josh Ortex with that clear downfield. Both he and Bean Farmer ready to go. Josh Ortex has a great backboard play. Delusion's there, looks for right post. It's a little bit too wide, and Classified gets the clearance out of the half. Josh Ortex now turns around, looking for a pass. This one going really high, dropping down nicely. Classified not being challenged though, so it's a free clearance for now. However, not out of the half. Delusion backboard. Bean Farmer's there, but brutally cleared out. We'll see what happens now as the game time has just said 30 seconds left on the clock. 2 apiece right now. This is actually a pretty close game, but Delusion off the ceiling.
And he's used all his boost here. It comes down to the mechanic of getting the height, the speed, and the timing correct. And he just turns the angle. It's all about time positioning, like you said before. Crazy start, the dying seconds of this game, and he gets the game-leading score.
Now, I said off the ceiling. What I meant was up near the ceiling, because he did have to get up pretty high. He was all the way on the ground for that one. And, still is able to get up high enough and fast enough to send those in. Don't tell me it's tied up, Dragon, with only 9 seconds left. Only get a little bit too lax in defense. Delusion was tackled there by Classified, and that ended up setting it up completely for Dragon. So really good play from Classified on the side field there as well.
So they went aggressive, thinking Delusion was going to send this downfield, and maybe they go for another attack. But Delusion's thinking, no, I just want to kill this. I want to go outside. But the touch goes back in, and it goes against him. Now Josh has to finish. Oh, he fakes him out, and it goes underneath the defense. He thinks, I'm going to go for a high-end shot. I have to play to 50-50, but he leaves it alone. Classified. No, what are you doing?
2 seconds left. Wow. And as you said, there was a tiny little bit of a fake there. Classified was jumping up. He tried to go for that challenge. Thought that the secondary touch was going to come from Josh Ortex, and if it did, Classified was in the right spot. But unfortunately for him, it wasn't. And there we go. Unley High School, they pick up the win.
Well. I just wouldn't think that would be the way it ended. I thought we were going golden point overtime, and then Josh Ortex comes through with a game-ending goal that ends up being a fake to juke everyone out. So, wow. Oh. There you go, Nazareth. They're going to have to try their luck tomorrow. But yes, a couple notes to be penned out here and written down for Nazareth is to focus on their defense and backboard clearances. Certainly some issues for them, and rotations if anything. But it wasn't too bad from them going throughout the day. There's actually some promising signs, and certainly moving forward, I think some really good things for the team.
And just to clear up the question, so Omega has already answered who Smith is. He is a pro player. He's been playing in GFin under Brisbane Deceptors, to be precise. Outside of GFinity, he plays alongside Shu and Steve, two also very... Sorry?
In Team Smile.
Yeah, Team Smile. So that's colon bracket, smiley face.
Yeah, smiley face.
They are, and Shu and Steve are also two very capable players as well. So, yeah, he's up there.
Well, it's the Bayside Riders and PS Bros up next, second semi-final. We'll see who will go through to take on Unley High School in the number 3 online qualifier to see who is going to be the third time to qualify. The third, did I say time? I mean team. The third team to qualify for the Hybrid World Adelaide. This is Bison Rankings. We'll see you right after this.
Running round like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, hours.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the HSEL online qualifier number 3, the second semi-final about to get on the way. The Bayside Raiders taking on the PS Bro, which is very under, and the boys are getting into positions. So we are going to get this game on the way. My name is Spicer. Joining me is Rankies, the winner taking on Unli. About to say unlikely. Oh, it's going to get me every day.
Unlikely to beat Unley.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Only high school in the final, but we'll see what happens. And we've got console players, one PC player, which is Exodus.
Yeah.
Is
So
that how you say it?
Exodus. He was the only player that saw my message for them to go. So we almost saw PS Bros a little bit too late to join, but as soon as they realised that Bayside Raiders were jumping in ready to go, they've got this game underway. Exodus is going to pick up the first goal. The only player who is part of the master race. He scores first.
Race. Okay, all right. So we've got Josh and Talia, Duke Snow, Rhino, Battlehard, Exodus, and what are we going? Kyriakus?
Yeah. Kyriakus, I think.
Kyriakus?
Yeah.
Like Ruse? Kus?
Yeah.
It's like everyone knows I'm butchering names. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm bad. I'm bad at saying new names.
That one in particular is pretty hard. Kyriakus. It's difficult to know
Like, where
which.
the hell do you get a name like that? I'm just gonna say it.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It's an interesting name. It's not as interesting as those. Do you remember
you guys try being a casters. It's nutty. Okay, all I'm gonna say. Anyways,
do you remember the old school Bizer? Oh, never mind. Exodus. we'll talk about this goal first. It's just a complete lack of defense from the side of PS Bros.
It's not
Exodus. Finding that corner on the goalpost there. But yeah, do you remember the old school days of like Xbox 360 where you'd put in your name and it would tell you this name is already taken. Here's a list of names we suggest, and it would give you things like Refulent Emu 07. Like, what's a Refulent Emu? There we go.
Yeah, true, very true.
That's one my younger brother got, and he enjoyed it so much that was he became the Refulent Emu. There we go. Exodus again. Third goal. This is what we're talking about. Master race. You need to be part of the master race to pick up the nice goals.
What a story. It's funny. We could just have a stream of Rankies stories. It's a podcast of radio time with Rankies instead of commentary, and it could be better sometimes. But no, let's not go there. We're hired here today to bring you a shoutcast and not a podcast of unrelevant stories of Rankies. Anyways, 3-0. Bang. I just literally tore you a new one, Rankies. 3-0.
Well, you didn't, because you said unrelevant, and the correct word is irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Oh, see, there you go. English is such a bad thing for me. I just literally tore myself a new one.
It happens.
I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Bye-byes. I'm saying goodbye to myself. Exodus going to have a shot. No, he's going to flip himself out of the contention for one. Battle hard. He's going to pass back for his teammate to do something here.
Here's the tough name, Kyriakus.
Kyriakus. I'm done.
Oh, he could pick. No! He right dodged way too soon. I think he panicked because Rhino was coming across for that clearance. We did get that clearance away from his net. Battle hard, heavy off the backboard. Rhino downfield, picked up by Exodus. Chip up and follow. He sent a little bit too high. It's off the top bar there. That could have been the fourth goal for Exodus. Kyriakus off the backboard now, going for another pass. There is the shot from Battlehard. How fast did this one go in, Bozza?
That's over 100. 113. At what part did he connect? Okay.
Just the top of the octane. The most powerful part. Especially with... That was perfect. But he got the side flip dead on as well. That was perfect timing.
Yeah, it was center perfect too with the ball. So it was like, you just don't think it's going to happen in this type of game, but it did. 4-0 at the moment. Bayside Raiders have got it, and just correct myself in the last, before we got into this match, I said Riders. So yeah, Raiders. Okay, chat, you got me. You must love casting with me because at some point in the cast, I'm going to say something stupid.
That's not stupid. It's, messing up words is pretty common. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. We need to go. So look at this, Bizer. Battle hard.
Yeah.
Off the backboard, gets a pass to Exodus, and then Exodus back into battle hard for the finish.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
that's a.
I mean, no challenge from defense, so not as beautiful as it could have been, but still.
That is
Nice goal.
that is really good. I like that. Very nicely done between those two to get a nice pass in. Although there was no contention, so it kind of takes a point away for me if I'm going to be a judge, like a style judge for anything. You know, there's no congestion in there, but still good, still beautiful between it. And there's no. It's the 5th goal of the game, with no goals on the opposition point. So yeah. Anyways, overthinking it, boys. Let's get back to the game. 1 minute and 15 remaining between these two. Can we see anything from PS Bros? Contesting the semi-final, we should see at least some competition here.
All three of them are sitting in the goal box right now,
get
just
out,
waiting
Exodus.
for these shots to come through.
This
So-
is styling.
Yeah, look, part of me wishes that Exodus put that one in just to punish what the PS Bros are doing right now. They need to start getting out of their half. Make some clears happen. Get out of that half, otherwise that's going to happen. There we go. Exodus up off the ground. It's a nice drop pass to Kiriakou's there. Really, really well placed pass from Exodus. And then obviously Kiriakou's, it's easy enough for him to get the shot because there's just no challenge from the defense. I'm not sure what PS Bros are waiting for.
And double touch from Exodus, but off target. Backboard now. Jinx no. And just to put it out there, Jocelyn Talia, that must be like, they must be swapping controllers between two people over there because it seems to be the stopping and starting.
Yeah, I just saw that as you said
They're
it.
on a fat donut. Like, I haven't seen any player be on the fat donut up to the semi-final. Oh no, Josh Talia, they got a save. 25 points, as I said, it's Casters Coast, and it's the 7th goal coming through as well. There goes the fat donut, boys. I shouldn't have said anything.
The fat donut for the 0 score, eh?
Yeah, oh well.
Okay. As you said, though, they did pick up the save. It was quite a nice save as well. They managed to get it really high up off the backboard. They just needed to clear, but defense has just not been there so far. Josh and Talia tried to dive across for that save. They didn't really have any boost. And it was just, a matter of hope and pray that Battle Hard just sends it straight into you. Obviously, Battle Hard was in a position to be able to go left and wrong foot the goalkeeper, and that's what he does. 8-0 with 4 seconds remaining. Could even be a 9-0 should this kickoff go quite well for them, which it hasn't really. But you never know, Bizer. Could be in the 0 second mark. Exit, close.
I was hoping another one that wouldn't be the case, but yeah, I think there's not much to be said here.
No, very strong showing from Bayside Raiders and PS Bros. I would like to see them get out of defense because, as you can see, they had one shot on net from Rhino. I don't even remember him taking that, so it may have just been a long clear that was on target. Obviously, Rhino doing a lot of work in defense, picked up 4 saves, but look at the shots that came out from Exodus. Exodus alone had 12 shots.
Holy moly.
Of the Bayside Raiders total of 19 shots to the PS Bros 1. So clearly something needs to change for PS Bros. They need to get out of defense. They need a big clear to be able to transition out of defense. And so far they just haven't been able to get that. Bayside Raiders have been maintaining a lot of aggressive pressure and not allowing those clears to actually come through.
That bottom bracket must have been really interesting to see how PS Bros got all the way through the semis. Considering that the first game's an 8-0 for the Raiders, but you don't know. It's random generated. Generally, some of the teams, better teams sometimes get stacked certain ends and lesser. But regardless, that's why they hold multiple qualifiers. And you get multiple opportunities. The 4 better teams will go at the end of the day. So I think it's a fair play. Play on.
Absolutely. looking at the Raiders, they picked up 2-0 victories in round 1 and 2, and they had a free pass in round 3. Flaming Unicorns didn't check in, so
there was a free
Bayside
pass
Raiders
for the
found
PS Pros as well for 2 rounds, round 1, round 2. So
yeah, they had to play in round 3, whereas Bayside Raiders didn't. And PS Bros, they did 2-0 their round 3 game. That was against St Michael's College, the A team. So, you know, they have had to play. They are a little bit warmed up. It's just a matter of getting these clears out. They've had a little bit more time in the offensive half. This game in the first minute at least. But again, the attempted clear there from Duke Snow.
Let's not take away from
corner.
Exodus as well. He's actually probably not too bad at playing this game.
He's been around in Rocket League for a little while.
Yeah, I've seen him play before. Like that's not an old name to me. I've seen Exodus before, so certainly can play, and he's making some double touches at the moment. But yeah, definitely going to have to see more from the PS Pros if they're going to do anything here. And again, we've seen the games where they've gone three games in the series overall, and the second game they've made a comeback. Exodus not making a connection into the back of the net there. It does go to the backboard and back out. Rhino. He's just holding here, and if anything, that's a dead man spot. Has to rotate back out. Doesn't half flip back. Continuing to reverse. Yikes. Just, you and me both know, Rankies, that reversing and continuing to reverse back here, you're not going to put yourself in a good position to really set up to make any defensive maneuver to save the ball.
Yeah, like Exodus had plenty of time to just drive all the way down the field, get a read on where that ball was going to bounce out of that corner towards the net, and it just ended up being essentially a free goal for him. We'll see what happens though. Kiriaku's required to make the save there, as Duke Snow did put an accurate shot on target, so this is something moving forward for the PS Pros. Duke Snow out to side field. Rhino doesn't grab the boost. Kiriaku's will grab it. Tries to get the ball to the sidewall, but not quite. Battle hard now. Moving down. It's a bit of a high pass over the top. Exodus going to wait and try and get this one to the side, and there it is, but Rhino to clear out. Duke Snow. Downfield. Challenges Kiriaku's, but a little bit too late. It's a heavy clear out from Kiriaku's. Exodus looking for the shot, but blocked by Rhino. Needs a shot himself now over the top, and there he goes underneath the defenders. Rhino, the only one. Oh, let me check that. No, okay, so Duke Snow does have a shot in this game, but I believe it was Rhino was the only one to pick up a shot on target from previous game, and he picks up the first goal for the PS Bros as well. Ties it up, half the game to go, 2 minutes 26 remain, and it's one apiece, Plaza.
Yeah, Rhino plays that well in the GT. Just power slides at the bottom, eh? It's very nicely done. Tied up game.
What a save!
That one cleared out. Kiriaku's thump and clear out to the side. Comes back in the corridor. Dangerous position. He has to play the 50-50.
He's won both.
Watching Talia. Kiriaku's here. A little bit of confusion, but ends up playing back to the middle. Battle hard. Straight down the middle. Rhino doesn't connect. He tries to go for the second. Exodus tried his luck. He does send it out to the corner. Plays the 50-50 back to the middle. This could be a long fly if his teammates go for Kiriaku's. But he's got a good look here. Goes for it. Rhino just clears and makes the save.
Yeah, Kiriaku's saw Rhino diving. That one's going to go in from Exodus. I want to make an important note about Kiriaku's with that shot earlier on. He saw Rhino diving across for the save, so his thought process was, if I send this one as a slow floater, Rhino might be a little bit too quick and cross across the face of the ball before it actually makes a connection with him. So that's the shot choice that was made. Try and go for a slow one, but luckily Rhino's timing was dead on. Off the back of that though, Exodus did pick up the goal anyway with 1.5 minutes remaining, so pressure now for PS Bros.
And add the note to that as well. Rhino picks up his saviour badge from that too, so they are working extremely hard on the defence. They need that second goal to tie up this game. Exodus trying to get a dunk on a goal with that 50-50. Kiriaku's putting the pressure on, sent wide. Rhino circles around, no boost here, all back out. Chantalia. Battle hard, sends his fast side, chasing it as well. Doesn't think about the bounce. Exodus gets the touch and then thumped out of the way. They are charging for it though. Touch, hit to the backboard, just sent high. Back to the middle. This one low on the ground. Rhino stays firmly to the floor and just hits it out of the way for now. Last 35. They need to get this forward here, the PS Bros.
Yeah, look, Rhino for a little while there was just playing perma goalie, but Josh Ntalia has taken his spot as he got the clear out. Exodus with that previous shot was only just a touch too high, and Rhino didn't even jump for it. He had no hope of finding an angle. The shot was just too quick, so they have to try and start predicting where these shots are going to be going. Look at the trajectory and just make your best judgment and get up there and just go for the save regardless, because with these seconds left, unless you can keep it in the air, they've just left themselves to take a loss here. So it's not going well for the PS Bros and Bayside Raiders. They do take out the win in this game.
Well, it's going to be Unley High School and the Bayside Raiders battling it out in today's final for the qualifier number 3 to see who goes through to the hybrid world Adelaide. It's going to be an interesting one, Rankies.
Absolutely. And, you know, look, best of luck to the Bayside Raiders, but I feel like the way that this challenge bracket has worked out is the top bracket was relatively more stacked than the bottom bracket was. So, I mean, you know, taking a look, 2 teams that we have said that we've been keeping our eyes on because we do believe that they are capable of making it through to hybrid world is both Southern River College, and one of the teams is actually down. It's Merriweather High School. They're in the bottom bracket, but they just didn't show up to check in. So unfortunately, they got disqualified. But yeah, it's another one in the top bracket that we were yet to see until today, but has turned out to be quite a good team. Is Nazareth Catholic College. They played decently. There's a few teams, Biza, that I feel like we're capable of taking out some wins, but unfortunately there can only be 4. That's just how it goes.
So, who will join Peel High School? Who will join Kiama High School? We'll find out right after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the HSEL online qualifier number 3. It is about time to get the final underway. It is a best of 5. We're moving from a best of 3 to a best of 5. So it is the first 3 games, and we'll get a winner out of the games as these teams get into their respective slots. My name is Bizer. Joining me is Rankies. And this is the 3rd team to qualify. 2 teams have already qualified. It is Peel High School and Kiama School rankings.
Yep, high school.
High school, that is. Only High School and Bayside Catholic College currently battling it out. And it's going to be interesting because you've got Delusion, one of the pro players in the Rocket League scene of Oceania, now battling for the 3rd spot.
Absolutely, and Josh Ortex and Bean Farmer have already proven they've got what it takes to be able to keep up with him, and there you go, Josh Ortex out of the corner. Take a look at that one. Wins the 50-50, and then as it bounces out of the corner, Delusion sends that one through into the back of the net at 100 kilometers per hour. That was a decent distance from the net as well, so very respectable speed. Early goal for the side of Unley High School. 14 seconds in, we'll see what happens. Can Bayside Raiders tie it up straight away, or are they going to have their backs up against it? My guess is up against this team, Bizer Unley High School, it's going to be a very difficult match for Bayside.
Yeah, and this is something I've been saying throughout the whole day of a lot of these teams. Generally, we've been saying that they have one, generally, and it's a word I'm going to right now, one really good player, and then two up-and-coming players in their team that are getting exploited in these games. If you have 3 consistent players, they're moving towards the end of the tournament and progressing through to going to Hybrid World Adelaide, and that's what these 2 teams of Peel High School and Kiama High School have got. They've got consistent teams. So right now, Exodus, Battle Hard and Kyrgyz, they need to show consistency against Unley High School.
Yeah, so there we go. It's this is definitely looking very favourable for Unley High School. As you were talking about it as well, with having teams that are more consistent. Oh, hang on. Delusion sends one through top shelf. We'll just have a quick look at this first. So Battle Hard bumps into Kyriak, who's trying to clear that ball, and it ends up just being Delusion. Poor old Exodus tried to get up in time.
He was there.
Yeah, he was there, but he was just a little bit too far away to be able to challenge the ball. So very close, but not quite enough. As you were talking about having teams that are more consistent, I think it's most likely that we are going to see Unley High School punch their ticket through to Hybrid World Adelaide. And that'll leave, for me, a big question mark on 2 teams remaining, which is Southern River College and Merriweather High School. Southern River College have called themselves Smile Junior because it's Smiths and, not Shu and Steve. So I think out of Merriweather and Southern River probably have a bigger chance, but yeah, that's what's going to be tough, Bizer. It'd be interesting if those 2 come up against each other in the grand final, should the bracket work out that way tomorrow.
They should call themselves Smile Junior.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll take a look. Oh, hang on. I'll take a look at
the bracket.
Yeah, it's the team, the players' names, because I know Omega's in there, and it's also Acid and Soggy Waffles. So those are the 3 guys that have been playing without Smiths. Smiths wasn't available today. Omega said there was a school thing, I believe, but he is apparently going to be available tomorrow. So it is likely that we would see Smiths play for them, and that'll be the first time. He'll only be in the 4th and final out of all the online qualifiers.
Makes sense. Makes 100% sense now. Well, in the meantime, Exodus going forward. Josh Ortex. Delusion. Oh, just pops this left side. This is the funny thing about Delusion. Like, it doesn't matter what speed it is. It just has the ability to come down and just puts the brake on, turns the car slightly to the right-hand side, and just angles the ball perfectly in top shelf left.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
That's just, practice at the game. Knowing exactly where the goal is, knowing the angles. that you need to go for. Delusion
Oh.
is going to score that one, this one. Nicely played here. Take a look at this. Chips it up. Follows it up. Do you go for the flip reset?
Yeah.
I don't think he got it. He may have got it, but perhaps didn't
He
use
didn't
it.
need to use it. He didn't need to
Yeah.
use it. Like,
But he did get
did-
the touch off the
he didn't get
crossbar,
it.
so that's nice.
He didn't get it. He didn't get the connection. He certainly was trying to line it up, but he didn't get it.
It looked like he got it, but just didn't use it. That's what it looked like to me, anyway.
Okay.
Here we go. Josh Ortex blocked out by Battle Hard. 4-0 though, Bizer. Minute and a half remaining. Bayside. Very difficult for them. Exodus. Never mind.
Well, I'm going to call this. I was going to call this. If you were going to ask for a tip very early on, I was going to call 3-0 regardless. 4-0 in this first game. I think respectful for Unley. They're not going to do a Kayama, which Kayama were like, oh, we're just going to hammer our opponents.
12-0.
Yeah, 12-0, 14-0, 18-0. I don't know. I can't remember what. Well, I do have it written down, but I'm not going to go flip the page just to find out how much they were. They were just relentless in scoring on their opponents. But they're a little bit more respect for Unley here. They're just having some fun and playing to their opponent's abilities instead of unleashing on them. Because I'm sure Delusion could certainly unleash.
Well, you could, but you got to remember, Delusion is only one man, and Exodus has already proven that he's capable of picking up some nice goals as well. So, I think it's quite smart for Unley High School to not just try and go, full pedal to the metal, because they might end up conceding as a result. They don't want to do that too many times, obviously, but with the seconds ticking down, it is looking pretty good.
It makes me think, okay, they've got this first game done. They know where they're sitting with this one. Do that unleash in a second. Okay, best of 3. They know where this is going. Obviously, they've locked this one in. Do they now test themselves? Because they know their competition is going to be, okay, all right. This is their day. They know they're going to progress through to Hybrid World Adelaide. Okay, let's count this one. Done.
Oh,
They know
now,
Kayama.
Buzzer,
Yeah.
just interrupt you really quickly. Can Bean Farmer restart his internet real quick?
I'm not an admin.
Well, it's up to us now. You agree?
Well, how quickly is quickly?
I've given him the word yes. Gives us a little bit of time gives you a little bit of time to finish what you were saying.
I'll just cap her there, but okay. Anyways, so we'll go with the yes. But to finish what we're talking about while that reset happens, and we'll go on about this. And chat can give us some answers if chat wants to answer this as well. Should Unley be testing themselves here, Ranky? Should they be going right, Delusion going full ball and just literally hammer their opponents right now? Should they be going right? Let's get some match practice in and just hammer away.
It's a question of whether it's wise or not, because you don't want to get yourself into bad habits for when you're going to the LAN, because obviously the LAN, they are going to be facing up against the strongest teams with the qualifiers. So, you don't. Yeah, it's hard to answer. I don't think that they should be going, trying to set a record for the amount of goals to be scored. I think that they should still be playing this one smart and taking the opportunity to practice the pass plays, practice something that's perhaps a little bit more complex. But at the same time, like I said, you don't want to get into bad habits thinking, okay, we can get away with this, and then all of a sudden you come into a competition with a team that's going to break that down, and you're at a bit of a loss for plays and what you're going to do. I was talking about this with Talandina last night, and he was saying that the one of the big reasons that all of the top teams, so we're talking about the Chiefs, the Tainted Minds, that sort of stuff, the reason that they don't tend to play in these weekly online tournaments and the monthly online tournaments that happen these days is because it is much better for them to scrim each other and stay well practiced, and that's where they're getting the good experience. Granted, they're not taking home any prize money, but every now and then a big one-day competition like what Cybergamer did for $1,000 comes around, and those are the ones they'll play in. But those are very far and few between in OCE, just because there's not too much money in the Rocket League scene, generally speaking, compared to other esports. The big example, obviously, being CS:GO. But yeah, one of the reasons that these big teams don't play in the online tournaments is because it gets them into bad habits, and they start doing things that they perhaps shouldn't be doing, because when they come up, say for example Chiefs and Tainted Minds come up against each other, whoever's been practicing the bad habits is at a bit of a disadvantage there. So I think the same applies here to Unley High School. They don't want to get themselves, particularly Delusion doesn't want to get himself into bad habits.
Yeah, I think you don't want to be going into the point of just going hammering teams either. Close. You want to be consistent.
Mm.
You want to be trying to work into your teammates' abilities as well. So going out there and just being selfish, doing one place. Like I watched Koyama dismantle teams, and I just like, it was at a point of teammates being almost selfish to a degree where they were taking, like, it was individual players dismantling people. Like it was talented, but it was almost at a point where it was selfish play, and I was like, yeah, you don't need to show off. That it was complete show off. And yeah, we've seen that. I've seen that before, and you don't need to. Like it's cool.
Yeah,
you can display that talent at LAN. Being Farmer comes back to the server. We can get these games back into motion. Question is, Bayside, do they have what it takes to bring this back into a competitive match? Unley certainly have some real talent and some skill here. Delusion, obviously a really good player. Being Farmer and Josh Ortex. We're getting an indication that they're developing players, and with the fact that they've got Delusion in their corner, they're learning very quickly, aren't they?
Absolutely, and that internet reset has worked out fantastically for Bean Farmer. He's come down for the 108 ping that he was sitting on to about half that. He's at 48 to 52 now. 4 seconds in, picks up the first goal. So Bean Farmer, he'll be pleased that he was allowed the time to be able to go reset his internet, because it certainly worked out for him.
Well, Exodus, he didn't move off the kickoff before and got scored off it. So that one will hurt. This time he moves Delusion. Countered by Kyriakos. Kyriakos. I was thinking Kyrios for a minute.
Yeah.
Tennis player. Got me.
Pretty
Got
close.
Got him.
I was looking at Josh Ortex's ping earlier on as well, and he's been going from 52 to 76 or so, but he's sitting pretty stable at 52 right now, so perhaps the breaking games did him some benefit as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if, obviously these are high schools, right? High school students. They've got siblings that are on the internet constantly browsing.
Yeah.
Uploading pictures.
Get off YouTube.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Could be. Oh, what a pass.
Yes. Beautiful.
Delusion. I think this is a 3-man. Yeah, Josh Ortex, great pass back to Delusion. He picks up Bean Farmer on that left side of the goal, and Bean Farmer sends it in at 129 kilometers per hour. Exodus calling close one. He was pretty close to that save. But as soon as he considered possession in the corner, you could see he went across the backboard and then dived down. Almost got the save, but this time he has, off the back of Delusion's shot. We'll see what happens now. Bean Farmer looking for that pass. Sends it up for Delusion to get on the back of. He's going to take a shot for top left. It's a little bit high. Gets the double touch, though. 3-0, and what a way to score the third goal for the side of Unley High School.
He's gone so high here, and then he comes down, feathers, turns. Oh, my God, Delusion. You're teaching me new things, mate. You're teaching me new things.
And there we go. A minute and a half in. 3-0.
I didn't even know how to do that type of trick. Like, I've been learning how to do some backboard double touches lately. I've been teaching myself how to do it, and he's showing me how to do them now. Well, Exodus is looking to put a forward own goal in. He's not really. He's trying to clear, but certainly putting pressure on himself. That one's launched. Can't put it in.
So close, Exodus. Caught the high side of the crossbar there. Didn't quite bounce down. Delusion's missed. Exodus was ready to make the diving save. He had boost as well. He's won the 50-50. Moving forward up against Josh Ortex. Trying to get that pass out for Kiriakous. It's a really well-made pass, but Kiriakous just completely misreading the play. Wasn't in the spot to be able to send that at the back of the net. Unfortunate there for the side of Bayside. The first goal goes astray. That could have been the first one, Pazza.
Josh Ortex picking his ball up on the counter. Exodus straight up, and everyone's moved here, and that one just on the line. Exodus. You think that's like a last line ditch effort to save, knowing that someone will be behind him, but no one's there. They all rotated out. Delusion misses the angle shot. He had more time than what he thought. Josh Ortex out of play. Bing Farmer had one on the backboard, so he's moved. He does clear one out on the line. Delusion in another angle. This time he missed him further off the backboard. One thing you can see here from Unley High School is they have both of the side walls covered, and the corridor as well, completely hemmed in, boost starved in terms of the opponent's Bayside. Just have no control whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Bayside Raiders at the moment. 4-0, still 2 minutes though, so they can pick up some goals. Mind you, Unley High School are already the first game up in this best of 5, so if they pick up the win in this game too, they'll be just the one win away from winning.
Point.
Oh, Exodus, he does find the goal. Bit of a mistake in defense here. Josh Ortex saying what a save. You take a look at him. He was trying to just drop down on it, jumped a little bit too early. Oh well, those mistakes happen. Exodus will certainly be happy that one worked out.
A little fine tuning and getting the defensive mechanics sorted. And Josh Ortex will be happy with himself sooner or later getting that right. Here's him in defense, clears out wide, stops any immediate threat on goal. We'll flip this forward with the 0 boost. That's what I like. Second efforts, still in the game, makes it work. Sends this one out to the far side. Slow moving ball. Kiriakous. Now up high, Delusion. We'll put this one in with a 5th. Standard double touch. Thank you very much for coming.
105 kilometres per hour. All Delusion had to do with that play was just sit in that back right corner after grabbing the boost and then just wait. Wait for his opportunity, Buzzer. He's sniping those. What a kickoff though. Delusion over to Bean Farmer. He hasn't quite got the shot, put a little bit too high, but that's exactly what Bayside Raiders are having to deal with right now. Just really fast kickoffs from Unley High School, good pass plays overall. It's been quite difficult for them to figure out a way to break it down. Exodus has been
loving this right now. You see that Delusion passed over to Bean Farmer, and then Josh Ortex was up in the air ready for a pass. Like all three of them are acting like a real team unison. It's just sooner or later that they'll look to try and connect the play and get a solid goal. It won't be Delusion doing all the work.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to be the 6th goal there for Josh Ortex. Delusion getting the assist credit on that one. This is what I was about to say earlier on, is Exodus has been trying to find the right position for him to be on the field and enable his teammates Kiriakous and Battle Hard to get in the game, but these guys just aren't as fine-tuned mechanics-wise. They've been missing a few touches that perhaps they should have been hitting. And just overall not working out very well for the Bayside Raiders. They're trying to make these pass plays, so they've been doing a little bit better in this game in terms of actual positioning. So hopefully by game 3, which will be their last life, they'll have everything sorted out and be able to have a bit more of a chance up against the Unley High School side.
I wonder how Delusion found his 2 teammates at high school. I wonder how he bumped into them. Hey, do you want to play some Rocket League? Are you any good at this game? I played professionally. Yeah. Anyone? How did he find him? I was like, because you're gonna be at the same high school. You're gonna, And somehow he found them, and they're actually pretty good players right now. They're 6-1 and looking pretty comfortable leading in this final.
He probably knows both of them. I doubt it was... Well, I mean, it could have been. I'm aware of the name Bean Farmer. I haven't seen it around too much in the past, but I think you have as well, right? You've seen Bean Farmer before?
Oh, look, maybe.
Maybe. I do.
There's so many new names, it's catching me.
Yeah. I do recognise it though. So
I reckon I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it for a while.
no, his ping's jumping up again, by the way.
Why is it there?
I think he's just. I think he's leaving and then just rejoining the lobby. Hopefully that fixes it. But he jumped from 50 up to like I think it was like 150 or something again. It was pretty high. We got someone in chat. Shall I have a go at pronouncing it B-N B-I-E-E-N capital N? I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. But he said that he does. I'm assuming he's saying that Delusion does know personally both Bean Farmer and Josh Ortex before this event.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, I mean, it does feel like they. I like to think they've probably played together before because it does seem like they have pretty good chemistry. If they've never played together before, they just know each other, then it just goes to show that...
And maybe perhaps Delusion, this was Delusion's team before he went to Legacy?
Could be. We don't know. And we can't exactly start sending messages to the players right now because they're in the middle of playing.
Completely assuming. Maybe Delusion had some lead-in teams and he played in another team before Legacy, and this is a team before that team. Who knows?
Could be. Could just be friends that he's messed around with in game a couple of times. Multitude of opportunities, Bizer.
Yeah, well, that's it. But they all go to the same school, and that's the way it is. Game number 3 right now, and it's match point in favour of Unley High School. They get the chance right now to go to Hybrid World Adelaide. If they can get this victory, Bayside CC, the Raiders, they need to get themselves moving and start with the first goal. That would be highly favourable if they can get the reverse sweep into motion.
Absolutely, and we'll see what happens though. Dragged on for getting close to a minute and a half. Still no goal just yet. Bayside do have the aggressive possession at the moment, so there we go. They've done quite well, all things considered, Bizer. And we saw that the previous game. It was a bit of a drubbing. But they certainly have things more sorted out now. Delusion, this looks promising though.
Oh, bye.
Can he get it? Yes, he can.
Just for the moment he left off, cue the music.
Yeah. There we go.
And this time, he's a rap god.
I couldn't think of an interesting tune to go along with that one, Bizer. So,
yeah,
I'll tell you what. Bayside Christian College, aka the Bayside Raiders, they're not too happy when they see those kind of goals go in, because if it were me, it'd be making me shake in my boots. Yeah,
I would be shaking too, and it wasn't Beethoven, it wasn't classical opera, it was rap god music for Delusion. it was seriously, I felt like Drake was playing while he was going across the field. It was crazy. Second goal in, and this time it's Josh Ortex going in about it, and this is what I'm finding about Unlead. It's an even contributor effects right now going on with this team. If they're not all scoring, there's assists across the field, and this is what I'm really liking right now. Delusion can send us across for Josh, and the beauty thing about it is he's passing. He's relying on his teammates, and he's completely unselfish. This is what makes him. Even though there's not hundreds of people watching today, if anyone wants to know much about Delusion, this is what makes him Rookie of the Year. It makes him such a highly valuable player. He uses his teammates effectively.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I like him. I like him a lot. He's a really good player.
And there you go. Bean Farmer and Josh Ortex, two people he knows, goes to the same school. And these two guys, they're not in the Pro Rocket League scene, but they're doing well enough to play with Delusion against the side of the Bayside Raiders right now. And it's nice to see, as I said, it's good to see the patience that Delusion has had with some of the past players that have been coming out from both Josh Ortex and Bean Farmer, and ultimately it's been helping them. He's not just... Delusion isn't putting himself in a position where he feels like, I'm the best on this field, I need to carry and I'm just going to bulldog and I need to have the ball all the time for us to win. He's put that patience in, waited for the pass plays to happen, and they have come. Josh Ortex and Bean Farmer have been delivering, even with some fantastic goals themselves. Delusion with the dribble play right now, doesn't need his teammates for this one, but almost gets the swivel around, but Exodus. Good read on that one, gets the save before any more nonsense can continue from Delusion.
Just a sense that he's going to do another magical thing in this minute remaining. I want him to do like an example quadruple flip reset, something like that. Please,
no, he hasn't got unlimited boost.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's possible. It's possible without unlimited boost, but it doesn't look very pretty.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I understand.
There we go, Josh Ortex.
No.
I can't tell. It almost looked like he wasn't going for the shot. I think he wanted to drop it down to Bean Farmer.
He's setting up a lot of play for his teammates to go for. He's popping them up around the goals and going, hey, go on, guys, go have a crack. He's
Josh, you're talking about, yeah?
No, Delusion. He's being so unselfish right now. Look at him. He's popping them up for his teammate to have a crack.
Yeah. Oh, almost. Josh Ortex was floating for that one for a long time. Bean Farmer now looking to set up his teammates off the backboard. This is the breakaway that both Battlehard and Kiriakus were looking for, and in the rush to try and beat the side of Only High School back to their own net, they bump into each other, so the attack completely breaks down, just waiting for it to touch the ground. And there we go, Only High School. They call out GG's in chat.
I'll tell you what. It could have been 10-0, 10-0, 10-0, or it could have been 20-0, 20-0, 20-0 with the quality of a certain player on Only High School's lineup. I'm not going to name names, but I think everyone knows exactly who we're talking about. Unbelievable stuff. Only High School will join Peel High School and Kiama High School as well in going to Hybrid World Adelaide, which will leave one more qualifier, which is tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, join us at the same time. But it's looking like we have three amazing teams, Rankies, three amazing teams. And the best thing about tomorrow is there is actually marked down, not one, but I think not one, but two, but could potentially, like, there is a couple more competitive teams that missed out today. There could be 3 or 4 teams competitively playing tomorrow. Three teams going to miss out, I reckon. That could go. You know, like two teams certainly that had the skill that certainly should be going, but the 2 unlucky ones that are on the benchmark of, you know, unlucky, you know, and that's the thing, is there's no 5th place, no 6th place to go, so that's where it's at.
Yep. Well, I mean, I really can't call Baza, who I think is going to be the 4th team to go. I can point to some teams to pay attention to for the last qualifier. So Nazareth, I think, proved that they do have potential in them. I think they can go. I think they can go that far. I think the most likely team to get through is probably Southern River College. Also, Willunga High School. They haven't played too bad. Merriweather, Hughesy's team.
Yep.
He's on. There's a few teams that people can be keeping their eyes on. It's definitely going to be as it usually is. The 4th and final qualifier is going to be the most difficult.
It all depends how that bracket random seeds, man. Because it says it's a random seed generator. So if that random seed generator generates all those top teams to be seated in that top end of the bracket, it's just going to be unfortunate for those teams. They're all going to eliminate themselves into the semi-final, you know, and only one is going to get through into that final and into that position, into that 4th spot. So, you know, it's going to be unfortunate for one of those teams, but only the best is going to get through. So, you know, that's where it's going to be. However, I don't think it will come down to that point. You know, we're going to see a split between those teams, and we will eventually see, you know, it come down to the finals tomorrow. I do believe that the splits will work out to see the best in the finals, and it will come down to the very last game, and potentially maybe a game 5, best of 5, potentially, Rankies.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Okay, well, Unley with Delusion. I didn't expect to see Delusion today, but I think
A pleasant surprise.
A pleasant surprise, but he gets his team into a land berth, and he is heading to Hybrid World Adelaide, joining Peel High School and Kiama High School as well. Who will be the 4th team?
They did say in the in-game chat, Delusion, Being Farmer, and Josh Hortex, they don't need to travel very far because apparently they live in Adelaide.
That's correct. That's exactly right. So
very convenient for them.
Exactly indeed. So we're going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Who will be the 4th team to qualify? Join us tomorrow at the same time. Same time tomorrow, guys, to find out who will be the 4th team, the 4th school rather.
Also, Pfizer, they should follow us on Twitter because we tweet out when we're about to go live with it as well.
That's very true. How do we follow you, Rankies?
Oh, people can follow me just at Renkies, RENKYZ, and yourself, Pfizer?
You can follow me at ByzerRL on Twitter. BYZARL. Very simple.
There we go.
All right, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us today on the HSEL Online Qualifiers number 3 for 2018 Hybrid World Adelaide. The 3 teams are going to, again, I will repeat, Peel High School, Kiama High School, and
Unley High School.
I'm doing it again. Unley, the 4th one to be announced tomorrow. I'm Byzer, that is Rinkies, and we'll see you tomorrow.